All right, here's my audience. Okay. All right. There's a reason why his face is carved into the side of Mount Rushmore, and no, it is not because he was fatally shot in the back of the skull. Also known as Honest Abe, President Abraham Lincoln lived an interestingly important life. An individual who lacked the ability to tell a lie, the 16th President of the United States arguably had one of the most significant impacts not only on the nation, but on the world. Today, we will look into the life of Abraham Lincoln, some of his most renowned accomplishments, and some stories that speak to his impeccable character. Known for his black top hat, let's take a look at some of the important figures that surrounded Abraham Lincoln throughout his influential life. According to Indiana.gov, Abraham Lincoln was born to Nancy and Thomas Lincoln on February 12, 1809. Lincoln grew up with his brother, Thomas, and sister, Sarah. But tragedy would strike because at the age of 34, Abraham Lincoln's mother, Nancy, would succumb to an illness caused by unpasteurized milk. According to the National Park Service, Abraham Lincoln married Mary Todd. The two would go on to bear 4 children, Robert, Edward, William, and Thomas Lincoln. But tragedy would strike again when Abraham Lincoln's second son, Edward, would die just a few years after birth. Let's learn a little bit about why Honest Abe was deemed as a founding father to the life force of American democracy. Abraham Lincoln harbored opinions that would forever change the trajectory of a young America. According to the American Presidency Project, Abraham Lincoln played a pivotal role in the introduction and implementation of the 13th Amendment. Because of this, Abraham Lincoln is widely known for the breath he breathed into the abolitionist movement, going down as the father of freedom. But when the Confederacy held out against the 13th Amendment, Honest Abe issued the Emancipation Proclamation. According to the National Archive, the Emancipation Proclamation guaranteed freedom for all enslaved persons in the Confederate States throughout his presidency. Now, let's take a stroll through some of the larger-than-life stories from the 16th President of the United States' life. Honest Abe lived out tales that spoke to his undisputed reputation as a leader. According to Lincoln's Yarns and Stories, Honest Abe once avoided being shot in the face by defusing a simple argument. When a troubled man drew a revolver to his head, Abe inquired, "What seems to be the matter?" The perpetrator responded, "Some years ago, I swore an oath to myself that if I ever came across a man uglier than I would shoot him on the spot." With confidence, Abe responded, "Shoot me, for I am uglier than you. I do not want to live." Another story speaks to the verbal and psychological abuse he endured throughout his ascent to presidency. A newspaper in New York described President Lincoln as that hideous baboon at the other end of the street. Doubling down, the newspaper concluded that Abe should be bought by P.T. Barnum and exhibited as a zoological curiosity. Strong enough to endure such criticisms, Honest Abe never allowed foolish discourse to distract him from uniting the states of an early America. Today, we learned about the 16th President of the United States' life, some of his most influential achievements, and the stories that contributed to his intelligently resilient character. So, the next time you find yourself enjoying the fruits of freedom, remember the role Honest Abe played in the pursuit of a more perfect union. These are my sources that I cited during the speech, and now I would like to open the floor to any questions that audience members might have. A question?
Yeah, do you feel like you see yourself in Honest Abe at all?
You're asking me if I
Do
align
you see
with
resemblance?
like
Yeah,
my
do you
character?
align? Yes.
Yeah, I think that President Lincoln has given a good framework for the citizens of America and also just people in the world going forward. Try to tell the truth whenever you can and try to stand strong to your morals. To have a spine and look in the face of adversity and stay strong. I think that I would like to say that I resemble some forms and facets of President Abraham Lincoln's personality, but I don't think I'm quite there yet. Any other questions at this time? No? Okay, well, with that being said, I'll now close the Q&A session. Thank you for coming to my speech. End it, please.